our Vice President for Strategic Planning. We will be sharing updates about our company, and we look forward to entertaining your questions.
No, they are not showing us.
I would like to start with the background of our company.
No.
Next slide, please. Next slide, please. I would like to start with the background of our company. Cemex Holdings Philippines, or CHP, is one of the leading cement producers in the Philippines based on annual installed capacity. CHP produces and markets cement and other building materials in the Philippines using its marine and land distribution network. CHP has a strong commercial organization with a customer-centric business model. CHP has highly efficient plants and extensive distribution infrastructure to serve key markets across Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. CHP's two main subsidiaries, Apo Cement and Solid Cement, have been operating in the Philippines with well-established brands such as Apo and Rizal, all having a multi-decade history in the company. I apologize for the technical difficulties, but this is the slide that contains the details of our facilities. You will see here our Solid Cement plant located in Antipolo, Rizal, and our Apo Cement plant located in Naga, Cebu, as well as the count of our distribution assets and locations. We will be providing an update on our Solid plant new line later in the presentation. CHP is an indirect subsidiary of Cemex, a global construction materials company that is building a better future through sustainable products and solutions. Next slide, please. By the way, speaking of history, I would like to share that in 2021, we celebrated the 100-year anniversary of Apo Cement Corporation. In its century of existence, Apo's milestone is a reminder that institutions outlast challenges through the collective action of its people. We are proud to be a part of Apo's heritage in Cebu and its long-standing role in nation building. As part of the Cemex Group, we have adopted Cemex's strategic priorities in how we do business. This includes health and safety, customer centricity, innovation, sustainability, and EBITDA growth. We are proud of our achievements under these priorities. The health and safety of our people is our top priority. 2 years after the pandemic, the country has now reopened. Certain mobility indicators, such as for retail and workspaces, have returned to pre-pandemic levels. With activity less restricted, we must remain safe and healthy to sustain our role in economic recovery. To date, nearly all our employees and our contractors have been fully vaccinated for COVID-19. We have offered vaccines to our employees and their families from our own purchase efforts. In addition, we have worked with local governments to promote vaccination in our communities. We we have made facilities at our plants available as vaccination centers. Our 2 plants and 7 warehouses received Safety Seal certifications from the Department of Labor and Employment. This recognizes our facilities to be compliant with public health standards and safety protocols set by the government. We continue to encourage booster vaccination and make behaviors that save lives a part of our daily habit in the new normal. We aim to provide customers with a superior experience through innovation and technology. We have been adding features such as our Cemex Go digital platform as we integrate more functionality into the portal. Our Electronic Authority to Withdraw, or EATW digital solution, reached 100% adoption by our pickup customers 1 year after rollout. We launched our online booking for pickup transactions during the 3rd quarter last year. This solution enables our customers to choose available pickup time slots on their own. Combined, our online booking and EATW solution provide customers with an entirely contactless pickup experience. Cemex's paperless initiatives encourage the digitalization of internal and customer-facing processes to minimize the use of paper. Today, around 40% of our invoices are delivered digitally. We continue to add new options for customers to pay online. We are also using Cemex's Olivia chatbot to assist our customer service center. This provides faster responses to our customers' most common questions. Along with our initiatives, our Net Promoter Score returned to its peak level in the second half of 2021. We remain committed to digitizing our operations as an essential part of our customer centricity strategy. We are proud of our participation in the recently completed Cebu-Cordova Link Expressway. This 8.9-kilometer toll bridge connects Cebu City to the municipality of Cordova in Mactan Island. Our Apple plant was the sole cement supplier for this project. Using Apple Portland cement type 2, which is sulfate resistant and suitable for applications near bodies of water. Globally, Cemex launched its climate action program, Future in Action, in the 2nd quarter of 2021 to significantly reduce and eventually eliminate its carbon footprint. Under this program, Cemex announced its goal to be net zero CO2 in concrete by 2050 and to significantly reduce carbon emissions by 2030. This includes a target to reduce CO2 emissions per ton of cement by 35% in 2025 and 40% in 2030 compared to the 1990 baseline. Cemex's 2030 global carbon emissions targets, the most aggressive in the industry, were validated by the Science Based Targets Initiative according to the well below 2 degrees Celsius scenario, the most ambitious pathway currently available to the industry. Aligned with its Future in Action campaign, Cemex joined the Race to Zero initiative, a global effort backed by the United Nations by which governments and the private sector come together to create a carbon-neutral economy. By 2050, Cemex is a founding member of the World Economic Forum's First Movers Coalition. This initiative unites leading companies to foster demand for cutting-edge climate action technology. At Cemex Holdings Philippines, we are doing our part to reduce CO2 emissions and support Cemex's goals. We have made important progress in our own Future in Action program. Year to date, we have reduced our CO2 emissions by 10% on a per ton basis compared to full year 2021. We are evolving to high-quality, eco-friendly products. We now offer our high-strength Virtua Classic and Portland Virtua Ultra. These new generation cements are greener than traditional offerings of ordinary Portland and Pozzolan blended. With these products, we partner with our customers to reduce our carbon footprint and meet our emission reduction targets. During the first quarter, most of our products sold were under the Virtua brand, Cemex's family of eco-friendly products. The cement industry has an important role to play in a circular and green economy, and CHP is actively assuming that role. We collaborate with local governments, organizations, and communities to help with one of society's most pressing issues, waste management. The ability of cement plants to use waste as alternative fuel not only reduces fossil fuel consumption, it also reduces the amount of waste deposited in landfills, where it produces methane, a greenhouse gas that is 80 times more harmful to the environment than CO2. For example, our co-processing partnership with Nestle Philippines has aided in diverting plastic from landfills and oceans. Our role in this partnership provides a sustainable way of processing plastic while providing energy for our cement kilns. We co-process in our kilns refuse-derived fuel, industrial waste, biomass, and other types of waste. We have been co-processing more waste than our operations generate, and our plants have continued to co-process at record levels. We are sourcing more clean energy with the successful commissioning of the heat recovery facility in Apo plant, where 8% of Apo's power requirement will be self-generated. Similarly, our solid plant is able to self-generate 18% of its requirement through heat technology. We are proud of our plants, Solid and Apo, for having the ISO 5001-2018 certification for energy management system. In this slide is everything I previously said, and we plan to continue to develop and promote low carbon products. Regarding EBITDA growth, we are pleased to report that works for our solid new line already resumed. We have onboarded highly rated contractors, AG&P and Betonbao. The necessary down payments to the contractors were completed. The contractors have been deploying equipment and manpower. Civil works for silos and mechanical installation are also ongoing. We have invested around $197 million from the start of the project until the end of March 2022. Our estimated date of completion for the new line is March 2024. Our estimated total investment for the project is at $356 million. I will now hand it over to Alejandro.
Thank you, Pierre. Hello and good day to everyone. In 2021, we saw construction activity benefit from an easing of quarantine restrictions on our industry. Even under strict lockdown measures, the construction industry was allowed to operate with minimal constraints. This can be seen as construction employment surpassed 4 million workers during last year. In addition, construction capital formation exhibited year-over-year increases. Residential activity grew, with positive trends in building permits, household capital formation, and demand for horizontal real estate projects. Cash remittances remain resilient, providing support for the sector. However, demand remains challenged by inflation and prioritization of funds for basic necessities. Non-residential activity improved with softer mobility restrictions. Logistics and warehousing have been important drivers for the sector. The create slow application could provide support by incentivizing firms to expand development plans. Return to office initiatives and gradual tourism recovery may also add the demand in the incoming quarters. Public spending has been a key driver for economic recovery within 2021, surpassing pre-pandemic levels. For 2022, infrastructure continues to receive a significant allocation from the national budget. We recorded numerous operational milestones in 2021 related to production, clinker factor, and alternative fuels. We continue to achieve supply chain efficiencies, with distribution costs declining 11%, Our facility is now dispatched for more pickup transactions following commercial and operational adjustments. We also saw a 56% reduction in financial expenses, supported by payments to reduce debt levels. With the market recovering, our company's revenue increased by 6% year over year to 20.9 billion pesos. Our volumes grew by 11% during the first 9 months of 2021. Unfortunately, in December, Typhoon Odette struck the central and southern part of the Philippines. This disrupted our operations in Cebu. While Apo Cement was affected, major plant equipment did not sustain damage. Apo plant was operational after the typhoon. However, volumes were affected due to the recovery efforts and infrastructure damage. We are thankful for everyone in our teams was safe. After the typhoon, we worked with the local government of Naga, Cebu, to provide essential supplies to affected nearby communities. In addition, Apo's emergency response team were dispatched to assist the city of Naga. Our total cost of sales increased by 12% year over year. This was due to the use of purchased clinker and higher power cost. Our operational EBITDA was around 3.86 billion pesos. The decrease of 7% was mainly due to lower volumes in the fourth quarter and highest cost of sales. Our free cash flow after maintenance capex increased 11% due to the lower financial expenses and lower working capital. For the first quarter, we saw our volumes improve after a low start. Early in the year, markets were affected by the recovery from the Typhoon Odette and a surge in Omicron-led cases. Enterprises and consumers have had to cope with the challenge of rising inflation. With the Russia invasion of Ukraine, we have seen global energy prices spike amid supply disruptions. We continue to adjust and adapt our operations to the challenging market situation. For the rest of the year, we expect construction to remain a driver for economic recovery. A sustained reopening of the country will support private sector activity. Meanwhile, the higher budget allocation for 2022 should facilitate public sector growth. We expect markets to remain highly competitive, heightened by the presence of imported cement. We anticipate inflationary pressures to continue amidst uncertainty, such as with the Russian invasion of Ukraine. We have initiatives in place to mitigate cost increases. This includes the optimization of our fuel mix and purchases. For 2022, we expect our cement sales volume to grow by mid-single digit. Our full-year CapEx guidance for the solid new line is 4.76 billion pesos, while maintenance and other CapEx is around 1.45 billion pesos. We have a significant role to play in the economic recovery of the country. We will work hard to seize opportunities despite the challenges. The customer will remain the focus of our initiatives, and their needs and wants will lead our future developments. I will now hand it over back to Pierre. Thank you.
Thank you, Alejandro. To conclude, we look forward to the expected completion of our solid cement plant new line. We will continue to provide the highest quality building materials. We will move forward with our climate action goals, making progress in our decarbonization roadmap. We will manage the variables within our control and implement our strategies in customer centricity, operational efficiency, and sustainability. Thank you. We will now be happy to take your questions.
Thank you. We have a few questions. The first one is, what initiatives does CHP have this year to increase earnings?
Andrew, you want to take this one?
Okay, I'll take this one. Well, I think the first priority will be to improve our customers' experience. We are working on the quality and delivery of our products. The new line of Virtua eco-friendly products is a good example, but also we are working on our pickup delivery experience for our customers. Also, the service that we provide with the digitalization and our digital platform is also an initiative that will improve this experience of the customer when dealing with the company. On the cost side, we will continue focus on cost efficiency, reviewing our supply chain, trying to optimize the network and the distribution, and we will continue also with the decarbonation of our operations.
Okay, the next question, how does Cemex plan to achieve its 2030 and 2050 carbon emissions targets?
Yeah, Ayano, you want to about sustainability more?
Yes. Well, our target for 2030 will be achieved through improvements in technology. We need to continue with the innovation in our products, in our processes, in our supplies for raw materials as well. We need to try to reduce carbon emissions, reduce use of alternative fuels, of renewable energies. I think there are a significant number of initiatives and projects that we could lead, but I think those three will be the main pillars of those sustainable, those climate action targets for the future.
And if I may add, Alejandro, that at least until 2030, to achieve our targets is mainly the application of already known technologies, things that have already happened around the Cemex system or is available to our industry, and it's a matter of execution. As we mentioned, at least for the first 3 months of this year, we managed 10% reduction per ton versus last year. So we've had a significant achievement there, and we plan to continue implementing emission reduction initiatives. To reach the 2050 goal of Cemex, net zero concrete, that will involve innovation, and there are technologies that, let's say, we hope will be available in the future, such as carbon capture, solar energy, or other ways to produce clinker in a more eco-friendly way, or electric vehicles. Our parent company, Cemex, is doing a good job in pursuing those opportunities. So let's see, it's a long road. It's a very important topic to us, climate action, and it's one of the things that we're working on every day. Thank you.
Okay. The next question, a new CEO was announced for Cemex in the Philippines. What can we expect from the change?
Yes. Well, for those that didn't catch our disclosure, well, our current CEO, Ignacio Mijares, has been appointed by Cemex to lead the a global strategic department in the corporate office. So he's assuming a wider scope in the Cemex system. And Cemex appointed Luis Franco to be the head of Cemex in the Philippines starting in June. He is currently the vice president for commercial in the builder segment in Cemex Mexico. And he has extensive management experience within the Cemex system in different countries, in Europe, Mexico, holding roles in various departments in strategic planning, commercial, even heading country operations in other business units. So, we look forward to the next chapters in Cemex Holdings Philippines. We have someone coming in who has vast experience within Cemex and a management team that has faced a lot of challenges over the past years, but has overcome them and sees opportunities focusing on the variables within our control. So with the management team here to support Luis, and with Luis bringing in his wisdom and experience, we look forward to that. We will be happy to take more questions.
Any more questions from the floor? Okay. Can you explain what led to solid cement new line stoppage before this? Is there any legal recourse to the previous contractor?
Well, there has been delays in the project, and we provide our information on a quarterly basis during our quarterly investor briefing. And the target has been moving for completion. Of course, there has been challenges along the way, but it's really looking at the plan, the expectation, and the contractor delivering on these commitments. Of course, again, many things have happened over the last few years since the project started, but I mean, the plan needs to be adjusted, and what we've been seeing has been delays. No? So that's what led us to terminate a previous contractor. In terms of legal recourse, well, our focus really now is to get the project going to meet its expected completion in 2024. We just onboarded new contractors recently, so that's really our focus now. The previous contractor still has some assistance to provide us with other agreements. So actually, we're still in contact with them. So really, the focus now is to complete the project. Alejandro, you have?
No, I think we have.
It's 3 o'clock.
Perfectly described the situation.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for the question.
Okay. The next question is, what is the company's capital allocation plan moving forward? And how does the company plan to raise capital in order to fund future growth?
Yeah, well, the biggest capital expense we have is for the solid new line, which we mentioned is around 4.76 billion pesos for this year. 353 million total, and we've only done 173 so far. So let's say there's still some ways to go in terms of spending. In terms of funding sources, possibly through free cash flow or through debt. So that's what we're looking at so far.
Okay, great. And the last question, we did get quite a lengthy question regarding the share price. Could you possibly sort of, it's been in relation to its, retained earnings, capital per share. Could you please sort of, discuss the recent share price performance?
Yeah. Well, there have been various things that have happened the last few months. Of course, when we terminated the contract with the contractor in December, it was something that we had to do. Definitely, I'm sure if we didn't do it, we wouldn't be able to advance where we are now. When the year turned to 2022, thankfully the pandemic situation, and hopefully it has been improving and will continue to improve. And along with that, demand returns, the producers and suppliers have to ramp up their capacities. So there has been some market dynamic involved there. No? We're familiar with the shipping problems that have happened since last year, increases in fuel. And I'm talking about this before, let's say, Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Of course, when that happened, there's been a lot of uncertainty there, a lot of inflationary pressures, and that has affected market sentiment. I think in terms of book value per share, our share price is below that, so that's one reference point. Other than that, and all these events I've cited, our focus really again is to face what's ahead, no? And there's a lot of challenges still, but we look forward to facing the year and meeting our goals, both in EBITDA growth and in sustainability.
Okay, great. Well, thank you. That's our, the end of our, Q&A section. Thank you, Cemex Holdings, and of course, thank you, Megawide Construction. Prior to that, now for the audience, it's time for you to check out our expo and our listed companies booths as we go on a break. We'll be back at 3:25 p.m. Please come back to the main stage as we welcome the next and final company for the day, which is All Day Marts. See you soon. Thank you.